Okay, so in this example, what we're going to do is use our scale factors so that we can find the area of a shape. So I'm going to show you two different methods on how we can find the area of a scaled item. So first, I gave you the formula that we have for us to find the scale factor, which we know is the scale divided by the actual amount is going to be equal to K. Remember that K represents our constant of proportionality. It's telling us what happened to our scaled item. Did we increase it, decrease it? Remember that if K is greater than one, that means we increase the actual object. If K is less than one, that means that we decrease the actual object. And if it's equal to one, that means it's the same. So I wanted to make sure that you had that formula there. The next thing I wanted to make sure is that you have this other formula, which is basically looks the same exact or almost the same as the scale factor formula. The only thing that you notice now is because we're talking about area is I squared everything in here. Okay. So when we're looking at the squared scale factor, it's basically telling you that you're looking at the area. Okay. So the first example I'm going to give you is using the formula. All right. So remember, our formula is going to be scale. All right. Sorry. Okay. So the formula is scale over the actual is going to be equal to K. Okay. So remember, this is just going to give us the scale factor. But if I want the area of the scale factor, then I need to know what the scale is squared, right? And what the actual amount is squared, which means that my scale factor is also going to be squared. Okay. All right. So we're looking at this triangle and we have two of them here. So let me draw two triangles. And I'll make this one here. All right, and the dimensions are 4 centimeters. We have 5 centimeters. And then over here we have 20 centimeters. And down here we have 25 centimeters. This is for A and this is for B. And then I want to know which one is the scale, which one is the original. So I'm going to look at the story and I notice in here they say triangle B is a scale drawing of triangle A. So that means this is the scale. And this is our actual triangle. Okay, so to find the area of the scale factor, I think first what I need to do is plug in all the information just for my scale. Okay, and so what we have is scale. The scale is going to be here divided by the actual. And let's look and see what we get. So we get 25 squared. 25, we're going to square that. Oh, guess what? No, take that back. Take that back. Sorry. We need to actually find the area. Right? So let's look at this triangle and see what we need in regards to our scale factor. So I'm going to say 20 over 20. That's the scale over the actual amount, which is 4. And I'm using corresponding sides. Okay. So remember, I'm just using the formula. That's all I'm doing. So my scale is 20 on the left-hand side. The left-hand side of the actual is 4, and that's going to give me a value of K, right? So 20 divided by 4, that gives me 5. Okay, so that tells me that my scale factor is 5. So if I want to know what the area is of my scale, then all that I have to do is we go from K to K squared. So all I have to do really is just say 5 squared is equal to 25. So K squared is equal to 5. We squared that, and then that gives us 25. So the area of the scaled is going to be 25. Okay. And then in the second method, I'll just show you the logic on why that works that way, so that you better understand it. All right. So on the second example, what we're going to do is I'm going to cover it up so you can't see all of that. All right, so we're going to find the area of both figures, and then we'll be able to find the scaled area. Okay, so for triangle A and triangle B, I drew those out again. So you see the 4 and the 20, the 5 and the 25. Okay, and then what I did is I found the area of the first triangle. So I got, we know that the area of a triangle is base times height, and then we divide it by 2, right? So I took 5 times 4 and divided it by 2. That gave me 20 over 2, which gave me 10 centimeters or 10 square centimeters, okay? And then for B, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to take the base times the height and divide it by 2. So I took the base. Actually, I mixed them up, but either way, it's still the same, right? So 25 and 20, I took those two, multiplied them, and then I divided it by 2. And so now what I have is 250 square centimeters. So this is squared, right? So now I'm going to use that formula. And I didn't put my square here. So I have the squared units, right? So I have 250, which was from our scale. And then I'm dividing that by the actual amount, which was 10. And that gave me K squared. And in this case, it was 250 over 10, which was equal to 25. So that is the value of K squared. So if we look at those two that we just had, where's the other one? Where is it? Oh, there it is right here. Okay, so if we look at those, notice that K squared, the area is 25. And then if we look at here, it's 25. So either way, we can just use the formula for us to find it, or we can find the area of both objects to find the area of the scaled item.